Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us for a special edition on the Discipline Therapy podcast with your two hosts, Suhey Sotomayor, and with me, Mr. E.L. Discipline. Sorry, I know you were going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Gotcha. First and foremost, I want to start off the show by clearing the energy. That's what we do.
Very excited today.
Guys, very exciting. Also, a big shout out to Jam House Studios in Lindenhurst, the new home for Discipline Therapy podcast, and Spectrum Films. I'm going to hand this over to Mr.
Spectrum Water as well.
That's right.
Yes.
It's all Spectrum all day, every day.
Yes. Yes. Before we have some special guests in the building, but before we get to them, let me do my thing like I always do my thing because y'all know me for doing my thing. Ladies and gentlemen, we are double clutching, gear shifting, evoking critical thinking. Conversation stimulating after dark. Why? Because we know your fiends. And what that means is we have your dose weekly of discipline therapy where everything is completely free. See, if you subscribe, there's no monthly fee. It's free. It's judgment free, sucker free, censor free, sensitive free, and plenty of liberty. Self-made and the plans are very well laid. Sit back, relax, and watch how the game is played. God and the ancient ancestors are great, and that means everything else is straight. While you're on the board and you anticipate we're making moves, and now we have checkmate. So go grab your wine, popcorn, or roll a blunt, but the main thing is make sure the children are in bed. Why? Because we have that soul food and sometimes vulgar conversations. Prepare your mind to be fed. Light one up, inhale life, and exhale strife. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you are tuned in to the Discipline Therapy podcast. We're here.
Also, a reminder, we're on all major listening platforms. So like, comment, and let us know what you think, how the show is going so far.
Yes.
The Discipline Therapy podcast would like to welcome our very interesting guests. We're going to start with born and raised in Philadelphia, PA. James grew up in a single-parent home with his mother and sisters. His love for music would lead him to borrow his mother's Marvin Gaye records and pretend he was a DJ. Seeing how important music was to James, his mom bought him his own cassette player, which had a microphone outlet and a record button. From that point on, he wrote his raps and began performing in neighborhood sites. He soon began searching for a local recording studio as to avoid traveling far from home because his mom didn't like him to be away from the neighborhood for too long. He came across a local recording studio called Starbright Records and submitted a demo he made with his cousin, with him rapping over wrestling beats. That's interesting. I'm gonna have to ask you about that one. A week later, Damon Carter called expressing how much he liked the demo and immediately got him into the studio recording. Being no stranger to hard work, he began putting out mixtapes on .piff.com and other streaming sites. He developed a passion for filming music videos in 2012 and started his own video company called Ed Organ Films, or ED. Ed Organ Films. He worked with many talented local artists in the tri-state area. In 2020, he was diagnosed with COVID-19 and didn't think he would make it. But in this time and through this hardship, he developed a deep personal relationship with God. And that is when he began to daydream even bigger. He began writing a script called Rose with intentions on it becoming a short film. He partnered up with Mr. Damon Carter, and they started their film company, Spectrum Films, and have many projects still to come. So welcome. Very, very excited to have you guys here. Now, before we get going, who is who? Let us know what's going on.
Okay, I'm James Williams. I'm the film director for Spectrum Films.
All right.
That's what's up.
And I'm Damon Carter, the assistant director.
Okay.
Business partners as well, right?
Okay.
And
I'm Olivia Baskett. I'm an actress on the film, and I play April.
All right.
Okay, so the film, what is it, Rose?
Yes.
Rose. Okay, so we've talked off air, but now we're on air. When did you start filming? What do you have a release date?
We started filming. What was that? The beginning of May. Am I right? The beginning of May 2021. Yup, this year.
Okay, brand new. Okay.
We don't have a pinpoint release date for it, but we're looking to edge it to February, March of 2022.
Okay, that's soon.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
You should release it March 14th.
March 1st. Why's
It's
that?
your birthday.
It's my birthday.
Oh!
But whatever. It's just good
Just for
luck,
you.
okay?
We will.
That's my present.
Okay. Go ahead.
Now let me ask you, what does Spectrum? How did you come up with the name Spectrum Films? What is that? are you guys doing
Spectrum.
things?
You know
Spectrum water.
I'll let him take that.
All right, good. Because I was like Spectrum.
So, all right. So we had a couple of names in the basket, and everybody spells spectrum a certain way, the regular way.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I was more so speaking,
speaking
looking
to
at
the
it
mic.
to be. I was looking at it more to be something of a eye-catching name.
Mm-hmm.
So I talked to my partner Jay about it, and we said let's play with the letters. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So once we came up with the lettering and the correct way of how we wanted it, I was like, yeah, let's do that spectrum.
Mhm.
And then we like
That's dope.
spec, and they were like, yeah, spectrum. So you think of spectacles,
Mhm.
Okay.
right? And we beating on a drum.
Got
together.
you.
Spectacle
Dope.
situation.
Oh,
Spectrum
right.
Films.
I love it.
Has
I
been
love.
birthed.
I love creative people.
Yeah,
No matter
I
what
love
it
that.
is.
That was great.
And also, like a strong meaning behind the word spectrum is when you go to a spectrum, it brings people together.
Mhm.
You
Yes.
know what I'm saying? So that's how we try to still keep it in line with the entertainment, because I used to do music and everything. So we came with the drums and everything.
Mhm.
So
Mm.
the strong meaning behind it is they bring people together.
All right. I like
Mhm.
that.
That's what's up. Okay, so the wrestling beats that she mentioned
Yeah.
in
Because we had you that he's a
introduction,
major wrestling fan right
yeah,
there.
that's why I wrote down some notes.
Oh.
I wrote down some notes so I wouldn't forget. So how did that come about?
And which beats were they?
Okay. So my favorite wrestler, me and my one of my closest friends, his name is RA Certified. He's a
Okay.
rapper over in Philly as well.
Okay.
We used to rap on Wrestling Beast. We used to overdub on the karaoke's and everything.
Mhm.
And our favorite wrestler was Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon, yeah.
Yep, Razor Ramon. Mine
remember.
was Stone Cold Steve Austin, and the Hart Brothers and
Yeah.
everything, and The Rock.
Yeah, yeah.
So we got an instrumental from down on Market Street that just had a load of wrestling beats,
Mm.
and they was thorough. We was fans of WWF before it turned WWE.
WWE, yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. So we was fans of WWF, and we was like, "Yo, let's kill it, man!"
Yeah.
So we just went in his mom's dining room, because she had like this little record thing, and then you could record. Then we had to overdub to do the ad libs and everything.
Mm.
And we just made a nice little demo, took it to school, and we kind of blew up in school on our own little way.
That's what's up.
And that's when I started shopping for a little record deal or whatever.
Okay.
That's when I looked in the yellow pages for this guy right here.
It's good to dive into different avenues.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Especially as a black man,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of opportunities for us in the world. I don't want to say America world, because there's stuff that goes on that we don't
Right.
even know
Yeah.
out London, and
Yeah,
you know what I'm
all
saying?
over the place.
So, we always have to have more than one hustle.
Right.
You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So that's great. I want to talk about Spectrum, just production. How did it come about, one, and what made you want to be independent?
For myself, growing up, me and my uncle, his name was Uncle Brother. Y'all can call him Uncle Brother. So me and my Uncle Brother, we used to watch all the films, every film, bootlegs, in the movies, everything.
Mm.
So that was our own special time of spending quality time with Uncle. You know what I'm saying? So I will always go to his house, or he'll come to my mom's house, and he'll just bring a ton of DVDs and everything, and we would just watch it, tapes and everything.
Mm.
Okay.
And his thing was, at the end of each movie, he would always like ask me how would I change the beginning and the end. So he would like give me a pop quiz. What was the
That's
movie?
cool.
What was the movie? The Professional. You guys.
Yes, I've seen
Okay.
it.
Just saw the other day.
Okay. So The Professional. Y'all know how that ended.
Mm-hmm.
So he would say, "Well, check this out. Well, how would you narrate this story?" Well, I would have said, "Well, I wouldn't try to go and kill myself as somebody. And he was like, well, think of it as a different in a different perspective. Think about it is that maybe he had a purpose, of saving his little girl and taking his life, getting his life taken.
Yeah.
So it was little things like that that intrigued me to just liking films. I don't have a specific genre of films that I like.
That's what's up.
And it just poured me into the direction of directing music videos.
Okay.
I'm a person, I love creating. I love creating. I love creating. I love turning something that's nothing. We don't even got a plan for it, but we creating and we building it. And once, you start, editing and everything, it's just, take off.
Sorry to get you off. I want to get to the young lady. You're an actress. How long have you been acting?
I've been acting since I was 5, actually.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So
she's a seasoned over here.
yeah.
So did you go through classes in order to reach to that level? How did you meet these two gentlemen?
So I actually found a casting call, and that's kind of I kind of do my own work for myself.
Okay.
I always say I'm my own agent.
Okay.
So I found the casting call for the film and then auditioned, and that's how we're here now.
Oh, that's cool. That was going to be my other question is, did you guys put out a casting call and how did that go? And
yes, we did actually. We were working with a young lady, and she helped us out with part of that. And then we also was working with a gentleman by the name of Nakia Dillard.
Okay.
And who's actually really, really big, doing some real big things in film. So yeah, it was the casting was good. It was like we had a huge response once we started casting for roles. And to this day, I think we're still casting for a few more people, but other than that, for the main.
Do you need like a
characters?
A scene where there's a podcast going on? Because we could be perfect for that part.
Actually, it is.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta plug it in. You gotta do it. That's how you do.
You see,
closed mouths don't get fed.
Hey, look, closed mouth don't get fed. You read about that?
She read my mind because I was waiting till you were finished. I was gonna say we have aspirations for film. I went to I don't want to make this about me, but I went to Hollywood for my 5th book. Stuck between 2 different worlds. Like we have aspirations for that. I had like a book series, so it's so crazy how the universe works and we connected.
True indeed. Absolutely.
See what I'm saying? We all gonna blow up.
So we do have a scene in that part where the podcasting comes into place.
That's what's up.
I mean, because we can audition as well.
Oh,
you can take this as our audition.
This your audition.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Listen. No disrespect. I don't want to be in front of the camera. I'd rather just be an executive producer, a writer. Yo, put my name in the credits. I don't want to be.
Can we get an actress to play me? No, I'm just kidding.
So,
anyway, go ahead.
You guys met around what time? What year?
Me and him?
Yeah.
Me and Jay. Oh man, we go back. Whew.
Oh, wow. That's a long time.
Yeah. What do you guys see outside of the film? Because like Jay, he started 2012 music videos, correct? Mm-hmm. So I know like some directors, they start that way. They start doing music videos and then they go to film. Do you guys see yourselves getting to different ventures, endeavors outside of film?
Absolutely.
I see the water already. Clothing line. I see the clothing.
We definitely between me and him, we like the dynamic duo. Like, this my little brother. You know what I'm saying? And he's watched me. I've watched him. I've been in the music industry for 25 years or more. He's been in the game a long time himself, but he touches this camera, and
it's like magic.
The other ventures that will be coming up, water, clothing. I mean, the sky's the limit. Sky's limitless. I say.
Okay. Another film.
I'm always on a plane, so I'm like, it's more to the sky.
That's what's up.
But so you never know what Spectrum Films is gonna.
Where it's going to elevate the
what I'm saying? But we definitely are pushing for the next envelope.
So let me ask you, this film Rose, is this going to be the first, like movie that Spectrum
The very
Films was
first-
going to
yes,
release?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about it. Like, give the audience a little synopsis.
Oh, this is
Not,
it.
don't give it
This
all
is
away.
it. Just
No,
tease
we ain't gonna
us.
give him. We
Tease
just gonna give him
us.
a tad
Yeah.
flavor, and then
Yes.
we're gonna let you know how the character actually,
Okay.
the main character actually came into the.
Okay. Now, is the
Situation.
young lady
Who-
Full story.
is she one of the main actresses
characters in it?
Absolutely, yes, absolutely.
Oh,
That's what's
okay.
up.
You
So
know,
what role do
scream
you
about
play?
her part.
So I play April. So I play Chris's wife in the film. So
Oh.
I kind of play like a stereotypical baby mama.
Okay.
She be giving it to him.
Yeah.
She had that attitude.
Okay. So just give us a little synopsis.
Okay. Well, Rose is basically is an upcoming starving female artist from Philadelphia.
Okay.
Basically she's trying to, get her feet wet in the game. And if you could rewind back to the 2002, 2008 era, that was like the battle rap DVD right in the face. You had your Too Raw for the Streets. You had your Smack DVDs. Y'all know Smack
I remember
DVD.
that.
You got your Smack DVDs. And basically, we try to touch bases from a female's perspective on how they try to get into to the music industry. You had your 8 Mile, you had your Get Rich or Die Trying. So you seen from the male's perspective of how they came up, and it's the normal, the drugs, and it leads into the rap. So you get a chance to bear witness of a regular female that go through regular problems, and how she transpired to the industry. So you get a chance to see her trials and tribulations throughout the movie.
Okay.
Mm.
And now, what was how did you come up with this concept?
Well, coming up, like I used to do music, so I was a fan of lunchroom battle raps. We used to bang on the table and all those things, and the neighborhood ciphers. Like I grew up, I actually had met Cassidy and stuff, growing up, because just before he reached his deal with Rough Riders.
Right.
So just seeing that, it just inspired me, and I just fell in love with the whole culture of just music. And then just listening to music growing up, it was just awesome. So I was really inspired. So I just said, well, I want my first film, to kind of be something that I truly enjoyed growing up.
Right.
So why not do something like that? And we had multiple ideas, me and him. We had multiple ideas of how we wanted to narrate the movie, but it was something that was solid, and it was something because in Philadelphia, that's our culture. Growing up on the DVD rappers and the mixtape era and everything, that's how Meek Mills got on. So, I wanted to bring that the essence back to Philadelphia.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did you go ahead?
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. You were gonna finish on.
So so as Jay was writing this script, right, and we were still trying to like go back and forth with certain things. There's certain elements that was in the script that was identical to an artist that I'm working with today.
Okay.
And it was just weird because we never really talked about her situations at all.
Okay.
We just talked about the music that I'm putting out, and we building the film company, and he's like, yeah, I'm writing this joint. And he gave me a little scenario of it, and I'm like, oh, let's put Flo Queen Luna in the record.
Okay.
In the movie, right?
Mhm.
And he like
On the soundtrack.
Flo Queen. I'm like, no, let's put her on the movie. That's her life. I think she can play that part.
Okay.
And
Is that who's on the
Yes,
thing?
Flo Queen Luna.
Oh, so
That's
she's
her
an
name.
actual musical artist.
Yeah, she's a recording artist.
Okay.
Signed to me, and we just thought the relationship would mesh very well.
That's awesome.
and that's how it really.
You see how
That's
everything
awesome.
kind of flows and just falls into place?
Yes, falls right into place.
Talk
love that.
about talking about the soundtrack. Do you have like artists or like all that lined up too? Like who you want on?
Yeah, we're in the process of
Mm.
Okay,
getting
'cause-
submissions in now.
Let me know
Yeah.
where to send submissions. I'm not a rapper, but I know upcoming artists. If you
Definitely,
like.
we send
Yeah,
definitely send you
because-
the email and
Perfect.
take it from there.
Yeah, because we know that, just me doing my research, obviously I'm not in the industry, just me doing my research, I know that for a movie, it's like a cohesive unit. You have your costume director, you got your music supervisor, you got your story editor, primary, secondary,
There are all types of things
supervisor.
going
You know
on.
what I'm saying? So it's like 100 people that puts out a show. It's 100 people that put out a movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, Olivia, since you've been acting since mighty long, how is this? Is this any different than like the other shows or movies or I don't know plays that you've been in?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
completely. This is actually my second film I've ever been in. So I studied theater my whole life.
Really?
So growing up, yeah, since I was 5, I studied like theater. So being on stage. So all my schools, like everything, all my schooling was about being on stage, not really in front of a camera.
Did you go like to a special school for it?
So
Like
I actually went to a performing arts high school for acting.
that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, and then I actually went to University of the Arts in Philly for
That's
acting as well.
fantastic.
So yeah, so
Absolutely.
it's
That's
very
good.
different.
Yeah.
So you've been out in Philly majority of your life?
Is that where you're from?
I'm not from there, so I'm from like Lehigh Valley area. It's about like an hour away from Philly, but a lot of my acting work is based in Philadelphia.
Okay,
Yeah, that's
what's
actually
up.
how I got into film acting, because when I went to school there, I found a casting call. And then I always say it kind of goes like a spiral effect. I did that one film, someone saw me from that film and wanted
then it
me in
went,
like
see?
future
I
films.
was
and
gonna ask
now
you
I'm
that.
here, yeah.
How many films have you done on like that you have under your belt?
So one right now, but I currently just wrapped up a TV show.
Ooh,
So
which one?
So it's-
Congratulations on
Plug
that.
that, plug that.
Congratulations.
What show?
Thank you.
What's
So it's
up?
called Recipes for Love. So it's a sitcom series about a family. So
Okay.
it's very like Full House. Every character has their own like storyline, and I play the daughter. I play Gina Wildellini. That's her name.
All
So
right.
yeah,
Good
it's
for
really
you.
cool.
So before you leave, I need your autograph.
I'll give it to you.
All
Don't
of you,
worry.
please. Thank you very much. Because if we're not in the movie, I'm selling those bad boys. All right?
That's
I'll sip of the water. You can sell my bottle, everything.
That's what's up.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
Sip the water.
That's what's up.
You started out explaining kind of what your role was in the movie. So, but how do you interact with Rose actually?
Yeah, so I don't interact with her too much throughout the film without
Okay.
giving it away, but so basically the Rose is pretty much being kind of reduced, and one of her friends is Chris, who is my
Husband.
fiance
Mhm.
/ yeah, so in the film, so it's kind of, she's envious, like I said, she's
so
kind
it's
of
like
a
catty between you two.
yeah, so she's kind of like, she gets a little jealous.
We
of
had to
Rose,
put that in there, right,
yeah,
guys?
not to give it away too much.
America
but,
loves
So it makes it awkward.
Yes,
It makes them
yes,
too awkward,
yes.
you know.
James, filmmaking. Now, do you wear many different hats, or that is your niche?
Oh no. I wear many different hats. I could be the boom mic guy. I could be the lighting guy, the director, the camera guy.
Okay.
You know.
Do you edit the edit?
Yeah, I do the editing. Yeah,
That's
the part where I love.
That's what's up.
You love editing
I
it.
love editing. I love it. I love it.
So how did you come? Like, do you have a plan as far as are we funding the movie or we're getting funding?
So right now, we're funding a movie.
Okay.
We didn't start off with the Kickstarter and everything.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, we got our own crew. My wife,
Okay,
she might be the boom mic girl. She might be the makeup artist.
That's what's up.
She really wears all the hats in this.
Yeah.
in this-
Right now, we're growing. We're growing. So like you said, you got your directors, assistant directors, you got your production team, your lighting team. So right now we're still looking. We still looking for new talent, you know, to join the team. And it's growing, it's getting there.
Now I have a big question for you.
What's up?
And you could plead a fifth. Let's say an executive comes in and is like, yo, I really like what you're doing. I'm willing to fund, you're smiling. I'm willing to fund $40 million.
Mm-hmm.
But the cast got to be different. They can't be black. But you might have to do a little strange things for a piece of change.
And you know what?
we
We don't like your co-director either.
Yeah,
We're gonna give you one of our co-directors.
Yeah.
So that's the question.
Yeah. What would you do?
What would you do?
I mean, I'm gonna be always honest with you. Knowing me, I mean, a dollar sign is just a dollar sign. I never compromise what I traditionally wouldn't do.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Moral.
I'm just not. Yeah, I got morals. I got respect. So
Integrity.
if I got Olivia and she's already casted, she already studied for the line, she already in there. It's either take it or leave it. You know what I'm saying?
And I
Good for
asked you some of these questions is because I've seen. Well, first and foremost, I've always told Sue, people fall in love with the characters before they fall in love with the actual storylines, because people connect with people. So what happens is, I don't know if you're familiar with like Batman sagas and shit, but Michael Keaton was the original. He was the original for me.
That's my favorite Batman.
Once they started switching
Mine
them around, I was
too.
like, I don't even give a fuck, because yes, now I'm like, the storyline's the same. I don't give a fuck to watch it because I loved Michael Keaton.
Yeah, the original.
Same thing with Superman. Christopher Reeves. Once they started, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, people fall in love with people versus the story. So I've seen shows get rid of main characters.
Or
I've
switch
seen
'em.
shows switch them around.
On Viv.
You know what I'm saying? So
That was a big old.
yes,
that was.
They switched it like 3 times.
Wow.
Not only that, it's a whole different color.
Yeah, the whole different color. She came from dark skin to light skin. It was crazy.
Yes. So, you know, like, that's like sometimes, like, that's why I asked you that. Like, if you
you might come across that.
Yeah,
especially in
you
this line of
might.
business.
We've came a long way with just things like that in the music business. So, you know, we pretty much already talked about certain things, like what you said is like, yo,
That's what's up.
you know what I'm saying?
That's
But, you
what's
know,
up.
they got to come with something better than that.
That's what's up.
We had these people working hard to create the film.
Right.
And
It's like
help bring it
family now.
alive. And like you said, they people connect with people. So it would be just hard to just, you know, sell out for 40 million. That's not really a lot of money because you got to really pay a lot of people.
And taxes
and stuff like that.
Yeah, I love that because I always ask everybody that comes here, whether it's musical artists or whatever, because money overwhelms people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people build a lifestyle off of money.
Right. Absolutely.
So sometimes when you're not getting that amount of money anymore, you become desperate. And that might make you compromise your morals.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's a judgment-free show. You know what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? But I always ask that.
That's real talk.
Because I've come across shit like that. Right. Book deals where they're like, yeah, we're gonna do this and you gotta do this and we're changing this. And I'm like, no, thank you. Like, yo, absolutely. if and I've told her, you give me 50 million, but it comes with a lot of strings that compromises my character and goes against my morals. Right. But I could take the 10 million. I'm losing 40, but I have more creative control.
Yeah,
right. Absolutely.
Definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's what it's about.
You know what I'm saying?
Controlling your baby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's just what.
Now let me ask you guys a question. Once this is wrapped up, right? You have the film. Right. Now what's the next step? Do you put it into like film festivals? Do you shop it around? Like what comes after that?
Yeah, we're looking to put it in some film festivals, and we're also working on some streaming networks as well.
That's what's up.
So like a Netflix type thing or
something
Hulu,
like that.
right?
Yeah. So we're working with a few people.
That's awesome.
Get us to that
now,
point.
do you know right now, because I know it's still in production and you guys are still filming and all that, but do you know like what steps after it wraps up, like who to call or where to submit it to? Or
yeah, we have some lawyers that's going to be involved in that.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then we have some friends. I have a lot of colleagues that are already
those contacts.
Have those contacts with those people. So
those connections.
We're pretty much going to make sure everybody gets taken care of if they want the deal, and if it's the right deal, we'll sit down.
Good for you guys. All right,
absolutely.
Now, where do you guys want to give your like where people can reach you, or if you are doing more casting calls, where where they can log into or anything like that?
So on Instagram, we're on Instagram and Facebook. It's Spectrum Films. So you can reach us there, and it's also spectrumfilms@gmail.com. Just do any submissions. So if you see something that we cast, looking to cast, you could just email us,
and that's for acting and music also.
Submit your music for the soundtrack. We're cutting the bases where we don't want like artists bringing up futuristic stuff because, like I said, it's based off of that time.
That time, right.
You know what I'm saying? So like it's all genres of music, so that's what we're looking at. So,
one last thing before we do final thoughts. Do you guys have a screenwriter or y'all do it yourself?
Right. Well, right now I'm the screenwriter. Oh, I'm sorry. Right now I'm the screenwriter.
Okay.
For Rose, and I got 2 more films in the burner.
Okay.
Yeah.
That you still have to write, or you already did it? You already
I'm
wrote
in the
it.
process of writing.
You are. So wait, let me get this straight. You're still you're the screenwriter for Rose, and while you're filming the movie, you're screenwriting 2 other movies too.
Yeah, 2 other movies. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, this man is not. Do you sleep? Do you eat or anything? No. Okay.
Listen.
He said, "Talk to the boss."
I go to
a black man
like 4. I go to sleep. Yeah, I go to sleep 4 or 5 in the morning, and then I'm up around 10. Like nothing happened. I'm ready to go for it.
Ready to go. That's that energy. Can I have some of that energy? Jeez, I'm tired.
So
that's amazing. Now, being that you said that you did the screenwriting,
right?
Did you take a course in how to screenwrite, or is it how did you?
No. All right. So when we was doing the casting, right? I think I was still in the process of writing it. So then once I sent it out to everybody, the final cut, everybody said it was pretty good. Okay. Now you got to remind yourself that we did the introduction trailer.
Okay.
But you got to remind yourself
I saw
that I used to
because I follow you guys.
All right. All right. So you got to remind yourself that I used to write music. Mm-hmm. So my writing process and my thinking process is in sync with you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna say it was nothing to it, but I could tell a story.
Yes,
wow.
that's
and I
the
make
best.
it believable.
That's the best.
Yeah.
Like that's what I've always said. We had a book evolution episode, and I said to her, I believe I'm a great storyteller because all of my books are like novels, except one that's self-help. Right. So it's always great to have that storyteller mindset. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because when you have that storyteller mindset, now you're building images in people.
Right. Yeah, like I could take a movie, like we got one movie that's in the process, and it's just based about 4 kids in one house, and I'm making a storyline around this whole one house.
So you don't have to leave.
You don't gotta leave. Now remind you, back in the day, people don't really notice that Ice Cube, when he did the first Friday, he only filmed one house on one block. Their budget was almost like what, 12,000?
Yeah, wow. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, something like that. So it was like 12. I'll say 20,000. Okay, let's say 20,000. So he had to pay. I think Chris Tucker got paid about like 1,500, but they filmed it all in one house. And just on one block.
Right, just the outside of it
outside.
too.
It's outside and became a classic.
Yeah.
And we still remember the lines still to this day. You got knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So you that's my thought process. I thank God that I don't get writer's block. I've never got writer's block.
Awesome.
I never got writer's block. So it gives me a chance to, push the envelope forward of what I'm trying to do in a movie.
Mm-hmm. That's always like hard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I did 5 books in under a year. And I say the same thing.
Wow.
I don't get writer's block because my mind is always going.
Always
like
thinking.
I'm talking right now, I'm thinking about the next sentence.
Listen, I can't even write a post for my IG stuff.
I was gonna say
I get a writer's block just like, what do I do now? What do I say?
Yeah.
When I studied in acting in both high school and college, we had to do like playwriting classes, and even then I was like stuck. So kudos to you.
I know, that's amazing. All 3 of them. It must be a man thing.
Like when I gave her the script, to Rose, I hit you it was like a few days later, I said, here go another script, a sample script for another movie. And she was like, okay. Thanks. I was like,
how the hell did you do that?
I think I have like 4 in my email right now.
Yeah.
So we always being that we were in the music business, like he said, he's always telling a story. He's able to do that. So we always prepare for the next situation. Like if it's a new music about to pop off, he's already on it. Or it was already, he had it in the cut, it was before his time. So with us, we just kind of like want to keep projects rolling. So with the next few projects that's coming out, they was already in process. But Rose took
the first
preference
over
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's just the setup for everything
Right.
else.
So right now you have Rose that you're working on, and you're writing 2 more movies. films, or is it videos?
About four.
About four.
Four more. Four more.
Well,
Four more.
off air, we'll talk about number 5.
Yeah,
But that's something
But
separate.
2 of them is going to be, in the makings of this year. The other
Okay.
2 is like next year.
Next,
Okay.
that's what's up, man.
And then one for a couple of years.
I appreciate the hustle.
Yeah.
So, do you have any final thoughts, Damon?
We're going down the line. So it's Damon, James, and then beautiful.
Yeah, just anything food for thought. You want to somebody out there who's watching you, a young man who wants to get into this type of venture.
So listen, it doesn't matter where you're from. So, I'm from the hood. He's from the hood. I'm from 2 different sections. I was born out here, Wagner Projects, and in Philly, I was in the projects. And you just gotta bet on yourself, and pretty much is believe in you. Don't worry about nobody else, because people are gonna tell you a dream or tell you not to do this or tell you not to do that because they don't want to see you get further. So I encourage anybody, if you have a dream, take it as high as you can. You know what I'm saying? You might not get to it. It might not happen tomorrow, but as long as you keep being determined, you'll be good.
That's what's up.
James?
I'm gonna piggyback off of him. You got to keep God first.
Yeah.
I learned that you got to definitely keep God first, and I wouldn't do none of this because I was the biggest procrastinator. My wife would tell you, I was the biggest procrastinator. I was the guy that start something and don't finish it. But like I said, in 2020, you know what I'm saying, my personal relationship with God, it just really enhanced. And so me believing in God made me believe in myself. So you got to keep him first. You got to have a vision board. You know what I'm saying? You gotta make your day of how your day will look 5 years from now with you and your family and your team. You gotta work hard. And if it's something that you want to do, you gotta have the passion, because some people can have a nice skill set, but they don't got the passion. And the passion, if you don't got passion for it, your ambition is going to be deflated.
Yeah.
So you gotta work hard, put on that vision board, keep God first, and believe in yourself. Like he said, bet on yourself. You gotta bet on yourself, because if you bet on yourself, what's the chances? You know what I'm saying? You could lose, but you'll gain a lesson.
Oh yeah.
And you can move forward. So I just tell all the young people, just continue to do what you do, keep God first, and just make it happen for yourself. You know what I'm saying? And know that you could reach America's pinnacle. Anybody could reach American pinnacle. So if you work hard at your craft every day, I do film. I've been doing it since 2012. So I still go to YouTube tutorials. I still go to the classes and everything. This stuff that's in Google and YouTube is right there.
Yeah, continuing education.
Yes.
If somebody says, I know everything, I already know it, then you don't know anything.
Yeah, you don't know nothing.
Everybody still has the potential to keep on learning.
Exactly. And always be open-minded to learn different things.
100%.
Always.
Miss Olivia?
Yeah, I think just the fact that I'm here right now says a lot in itself. I think I'm just proud of that little girl that started acting when she was 5, and here I am.
Awesome.
I mean, it's something I had a passion for, since I was young, and to be here, for the women out there, I do just want to say that, if you are in the industry, you're going to get offered a lot of things that will make you uncomfortable, and things that you're not going to want to do, but just be smart and do things with your heart and your mind. And I think put money aside too,
Most definitely.
Do things with your heart. And, I think if you really love what you do, at the end of the day, none of that will matter.
Right. Most definitely.
I don't have any final words on, what you guys do, because I'm not a director or an actress yet, but we never know. But I want to thank you guys for coming onto the show. And I saw the clips I follow, Spectrum on IG and all that stuff. And I'm looking forward to working with you guys on different ventures.
Most definitely. Yes. Definitely. Yes.
Because when you have a good vibe, when you get that good feeling, I always get tingles. And when I having this kind of conversation, I'm tingling all over.
Oh wow,
Yeah,
that's nice. That's nice. Can we get some shout outs?
Definitely.
Yeah. Just one more. Did you want to say something?
Let them do their shout outs first.
Shout out to Mom Duke. Shout out to my wife. Always. Shout outs to my kids. Shout outs to my other mom. That's her mom. Shout outs to her dad. Question. I mean, not question. Well, the bottled water, right? So how I came up with this little logo. I'm at gymnastics with my daughters. It was me and her father and my wife. So I'm just sitting there, just coming up with some concepts. Actually, her father sparked the idea for me to make this logo for the Spectrum water. So shout outs to Dad. Okay. Shout outs to Dad.
It's a family business.
Shout outs to Dad, most definitely.
He gets a cut from Spectrum Waters.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I'm gonna say my final. Oh, go ahead. You shout outs.
Do you want to shout anybody out?
Oh.
Sure, yeah. Shout out to my high school teacher who told me I can do it.
What's your high school teacher's name?
His name's Christopher Morris. He got me
Mr.
here
Morris.
where I am today. So thank you.
A blessing.
Shout out.
So I want to just shout out to the cast that's already part of Rules. Olivia, Tara. We got Teron Wassett. We got Bree. Your cousin James.
James Sanders,
Vodka. Your daughter. Come on, man.
Yeah, my daughter.
Oh, you did? Oh, yeah. All right. So, Tamika Bowman, Dennis Bell. Who else we have? So many of us. Man, it's goodness.
Did you thank the actress
Pedro.
Rose?
Pedro Rivera.
The actress that's doing Rose? I mean,
Flo Queen Luna.
Oh,
come on!
Yeah.
Flo Queen Luna. I'm
She's
sorry,
in the
Flo.
back.
Flo Queen Luna. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna charge you for that because that reminded me.
Why? Yeah, Flo Queen Luna. Right.
Like, is that
That's what's up. That's what's up.
And yeah, everybody that's that we're working with ADI Films, we're working with them. Shout out to Wes and Big O for they movie that they trust us with called Wake Up that we're casting for as well. What else we got going on, bro?
It's cool to say.
Any music videos that you guys are?
Definitely. Yeah, I'm working on a few music videos. Another one for Flo Queen Luna that
he's directing.
He's done directed, and a new artist by the name of Cash Flow. Hopefully, we'll have that video done by Spectrum Films. What else? We got something else.
Well, just to touch bases on the music. I'm trying to take it back to where when you watch the movie, you got the soundtrack and everything, and then you actually had the music video with the movie.
To it. Yeah.
So that's pretty much that's what we take.
Like that.
That's good.
Yeah, because they don't do that anymore.
Yeah,
that's good.
I want to restore the film,
and we want to thank you guys for having us.
Of course.
You know, you're definitely
stuck with
a big
us now.
help with us. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Listen, definitely.
Get used to this.
My final thoughts are: follow these intelligent, creative individuals, and to keep up with them for future endeavors. Also, Suhey and I, we're putting out film. We don't have a timeline, but that's happening. I feel like the universe connected us for a reason. Once again, I want to thank you all for coming here all the way from Philly.
That's Philly.
Love.
Yep.
I really appreciate that. And just, keep pushing. I don't have to give you guys any key words of motivation. You guys are there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm excited, and I'm sorry to cut you off. Yeah. I'm excited, and I love to see minorities, especially like Black men, Black women, Hispanic women, rise and get into the entrepreneurship venture and just dominate. I love seeing that.
Absolutely.
Me too.
Yeah. Anything else you want to say?
No.
All right. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the Discipline Therapy Podcast. Peace.